Everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion. Very much hates Huntsman's Copse, but that's okay because we are approaching a boss, which will mean that we never have to come back to this area again, unless, you know, we do want to come back later and fight that optional boss that I skipped because I'm a big baby who needs his bottle waddle. That's okay, though. So we're going to be fighting a, it's a non-optional boss as far as I know. It's a non-optional boss for standard progress, like your standard progression, I should say. Regardless, it's not easy per se. It's kind of maybe on the same level as the Congregation and the Prowling Magus, which is actually probably one of the easier caliber of bosses in the game. But I played very poorly against Prowling Magus, and I would say this is a little bit more difficult than Prowling Magus. So maybe it's like if Prowling Magus is like a C in terms of difficulty, where A+ would be like the most difficult boss, and F would be like Pinwheel. It's in there. It's like a C+ maybe. Mostly not because of the enemies that we're going to be fighting that are bosses, but because of the enemies that we're going to be fighting after the bosses, who are an old Dark Souls favorite. So, as you can see, the path to the fog wall is actually pretty easy. I don't think we actually get a cutscene here, so I think we're just going to basically run in and get the show started. I've only fought these guys a couple of times because I beat them so easily in my off-camera play, but that may or may not be the case here this time. So, Skeleton Lords, very easy to fight individually, annoying because they have these like ranged magic attacks. But again, I can't stress enough that the reason these guys are annoying is not because of them. It's because of the fact that every single time you kill one of them, they summon a different kind of enemy to come and fight you. Different kind of skeleton. So these are like skeleton kings, you know? We got like a Leoric or something going on here. That's okay. These guys are not so bad. I'm just trying to like run around to preserve my Estus. The other thing you could do is just go like a hard as hell on this fight and you know, just take out all the skeleton lords, then deal with the riffraff. But I'd rather deal with like the minions as they come out, and we're just gonna hide behind these, you know, flaming pillars basically to ensure that we don't get caught by many fireballs, which don't do that much damage. Keep in mind, this is an area that maybe, you know, you're supposed to be around the same level as maybe like the Ruin Sentinels to take these guys out. So you don't have to be amazing to beat them, but it's still smart to be kind of prudent about things, I would say. All right, so now that those guys are dead, I don't think I need to life gem yet. Which one of these guys would you say is the king? I'd say it's the guy with the big freaking skull on his like halberd type dealio. So what I am going to do is backstab the crap out of this guy, and he's gonna die. He's dead. Okay, that's good news. Then I'm gonna Estus up, and we're gonna fight the second wave of skeletons that are gonna rain down on me here. And I don't know if these are gonna be the biggest assholes or if these are gonna be the second biggest assholes. Hey, look, it's the biggest assholes. So I accidentally killed Bone Wheel Skeleton Lord, which is very bad for business. But we'll try to take these guys out. Yes, Bone Wheel Skeletons make their return. Much anticipated in Dark Souls 2. I think there's 5 of them. So I really want to kill as many of them as quickly as possible because they're by far the most annoying part of this whole fight, to be honest with you. And is this guy? That's just a bone wheel. He's not actually alive anymore. Okay. This guy is, as you can unfortunately tell. Now he's dead. Are there any bone wheel skeletons left? Because one bone wheel skeleton can really ruin a man's day. So if the bone wheel skeletons are all dead, and it looks like they are, then I should be in a very good position to basically just close this fight out. And I'm going to Estus up once more. There will be more skeletons that spawn. Oh, Jesus. But what kind of skeletons are they? These are just standard, like, you know, Firelink Shrine Catacombs level skeletons. That's good news. They do inflict bleed, so we'll be careful about that. I think they inflict bleed anyway. But I think we're basically going to make it through the Skeleton Lords on first try here, which is very nice. Even though I know what's coming with a lot of these bosses, I haven't had a great track record with one-shotting them. So to have killed the Skeleton Lords on first try feels pretty good to me. Now, the unfortunate part is that by beating this boss, we've opened up the next area of the game, which is actually substantially more difficult, I think. I'm just perusing the area here to see if there's an item or something that maybe I would be interested in picking up. It does not appear so. That's fine. I actually don't know which way we go, but I think it's this way, and then we just take like a right. Okay, good. Now, hopefully there's a bonfire. I believe the next area we are going to is either, it's called Earthen Peak or Harvest Valley. I think Earthen Peak maybe comes first. We'll see. Earthen Peak, also a great name for like an actor who acts in westerns, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Get it? Because it's a bridge. I don't even understand what's the point of the bridge being so high up. Is there like an extra... Ooh, you know what? Maybe this might make me an idiot, or it might make me the world's smartest man. Let's try this again. Can we hit this thing again? Can I use the switch? Allow me to use the switch, please. I would like to use the switch. I'm interested in purchasing your wares. I thought maybe we could make the bridge go higher and then we could access an area that I hadn't seen before, but that does not appear to be the case, does it? Nothing over there. Okay, so again, bonfire probably quickly approaching, hopefully. There's a change in lighting. Change in lighting usually means new area. And yes, this is where, you know, I've called a couple of areas New Blight Town so far. This is real New Blight Town. Just prepare for us to be poisoned all the time. It's Harvest Valley, okay. Just prepare for us to be poisoned all the time, and then you'll feel less bad about things. These are pools made of poison. If you jump properly, I guess you can get through those. But we're going to rest at this bonfire. And you know what? It might be a good idea to maybe travel back to Majula. But before I travel back to Majula and, you know, get a couple of levels in something, I think what I'm going to do is just go talk to... Notice, by the way, that our poison is ticking up now, despite the fact that I'm not in the pool anymore, just because I've got it on me.
I'm Chloanne, an ore-stone trader. I travel about collecting. I never planned to visit this god's forsaken place, but I don't know. I must have just wandered. But now that I'm here... Oh, don't look. Many of these stone...
Alright, so, she stopped talking after a second, which is my bad, but she has rare stones for trade, including Titanite shards, and I'm pretty sure if I just, like, talk to her and exhaust all of her dialogue, we'll see. Yeah, if I talk to her and exhaust all her dialogue, like most NPCs, she's probably just gonna end up back in, yeah. Did she say, perhaps I'll meet again? Perhaps we'll meet again if we live that long. Yeah, I imagine she goes back to Majula. But anyway, I am going to, I know I should probably level up, but again, levels in Dark Souls are just means to an end. I'm gonna pick up 10 small Titanite shards. Reason being, yeah, it's about time that I move shop. She's probably gonna go to Majula now. That's some foreshadowing there, I would say. So I spent almost all my souls on buying Titanite shards. This is because eventually I still hope to find a weapon that's better than the Battle Axe +4, and I'm gonna need Titanite shards. Oh my, that's really bad for poison. She's gone already. Yeah, but I'm gonna eventually need to upgrade a weapon that's better than the Battle Axe. For now, we've been reasonably okay with these. I can hear you! I can hear you anyway. So, Earthen Peak. Sorry, the Harvest Valley. Earthen Peak comes next, not to spoil it. It's a pain in the butt. Prepare to be poisoned, basically, constantly, perpetually. And poison does, like, not quite as much damage as toxicity did in Dark Souls 1, but a lot of damage nonetheless. So, you know, moss is very useful, but I don't want to use it necessarily yet. I'm a real big dummy, now that I've realized. I was trying to go hard as hell on that guy, just so that I could kill him early, but we're going to encounter a lot of those guys later. If I sound disheartened, hopefully this is the last time that I actually get this disheartened over the course of the Dark Souls 2 Let's Play. It's a game that, you know, it does sap the hope out of you a little bit by design. But, this is an area in the game where if you go to the Dark Souls 2 subreddit or, you know, any Dark Souls related forum, it's one of the areas in the game you're going to hear people bitching about. This all the way to the final boss of this region, which we're not even really close to right now. Real pains in the butt, to be polite about it. Real cornflake pissers, if you want to, again, be kind of like nearly PG-13. Just a real shithole, basically. I don't know who told the people at From Software that there weren't enough status effects in Dark Souls 1, but they really went hard as hell on the poison stuff in Dark Souls 2, unfortunately for, you know, basically everybody involved in actually playing the game. So we're just going to S this up, because mostly I'm just here to get these items for now. Fading Soul, I actually don't know what that is, but I think we can use that just to get soul, or just to get souls, I should say. Got another Fading Soul. These are like Souls of a Lost Undead, sort of, I think. I did not know that there would be skeletons here. I was not informed of the skeletal presence. I guess I just missed that item earlier. There's a couple more down here. We may or may not go back to the bonfire to, like, heal up and get Estus back. Probably wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. We would have to fight that dude again, but actually we wouldn't have to fight that dude again because we would just run past him. So getting a life gem is, you know, it is what it is, I guess. And the human effigy from the skeleton is kind of nice. We're still going to get poisoned if we just jump down here, I think. Yep. But might as well. Another fading soul. That skeleton may come back to life. Another Titanite shard. Well, at least you know if you need Titanite by this point of the game. It's fairly easy to come by. Titanite chunk is great. And another fading soul. So let's just Estus up. This should continue to heal us even as the poison takes a lot of our life away. And then we'll come up here and we'll get this item as well. And that's going to be a torch. Thank God I went out of my way for that one. Let's go back to the poison pool, and we'll try to get through this area without being poisoned. There's probably poison-resist gear, and I definitely have some mosses, but I'm saving those mosses for a more important moment a little bit later. So, you know, I know that I could be using moss right now, but don't worry too hard about it. I promise it'll be okay. So, I didn't break this. No, I broke this on my way in, didn't I? Seriously? This is like the strongest card I've ever seen. Well, it doesn't have any items in it, but that's okay. Alright, enough dilly-daddling. At the very least, I can feel comfortable and confident in knowing that we at least killed one boss, and I'm not gonna be that guy who spends 4 episodes trying to kill the skeleton lords and then eventually just, you know, gives up on Dark Souls 2 forever. No disrespect if you are that guy or you know that guy. I just didn't want that to be my fate when it comes to this game. Now, I think we have a couple options here. As you can probably tell, probably the most direct route to avoid getting poisoned is going to be over this ramp right here. Doesn't another skeleton come back to life? It must be that guy over there. I'm being poisoned. I am being poisoned. Let's just hang out over here. How's your day going? Pretty good. How about you? I don't know. It's like, is that a dog or a dragon or a wolf or some kind of weird jungle cat or jungle dog? It's like a jackal. I don't know, Vengarl. Why don't you tell me? Now, poison vapor didn't kill me. That's good news. Ooh, right. That guy gets angry. Okay, that's good. We've made it through the first poison hellhole. Notice the windmills. We can actually set some of these windmills alight, and that will help us a lot in a boss fight a little bit later. But for now, just doing some item generation, or gathering. And the reason for this should be very, very obvious. Mostly that I don't expect to live forever. So if I'm actually able to kind of make some progress with items, at least that counts as something. No item there, okay. Now, I don't know what this lever does. I believe it opens a door at the bottom of this area. Let's hit it. These guys may still shoot at me, as you can see. And I think that opens basically that door that's directly beneath me. But let's just take a quick look from up here. That is correct. So we'll roll down into that. Still got full Estus, which feels very nice. Now the real question is there a... Okay, so we never have to go through that poison pool area at the start again, unless there is an optional boss that I missed, which, believe you me, is not outside the realm of possibility. Could go back and spend some souls in Majula, but I don't think that is 100% necessary. Alright, so... Harvest Valley Part 2. Gotta watch out for this big hole in the ground. That's a real pain in the butt. And... obviously, there's a lot of poison vapor here that you can see, which is real darn annoying, but there's an NPC, and we can basically just run around him here. Not NPC, I guess, you know, he's just an enemy. Now, hopefully, he doesn't have the ability to knock me into the poison, but I'm skeptical about that, because I imagine knockback's going to be a real problem. But as you can see, not that hard to kill. There are some items down there that I'm not really prioritizing right now for reasons that are probably pretty obvious. And I don't know if maybe we want to check out the left side here. I don't know if I actually went down this way when I was playing earlier. This looks like a rickety bridge. I don't know why there's even a bridge there over like solid stone, but that's okay. Alright, we got another one of these dudes, except he's headless now. He doesn't see me. He's not headless, he just has great camouflage. It's a running theme. What the heck? I don't think I ever saw this area, to be honest with you, when I did my off-camera run. Because by the time I got to Harvest Valley, I was so done with poison, and little did I know that there would be so much more of it still coming. Alright, so I don't know what the heck is going on up here. Is this another dude who's trapped in stone? Altar of... Oh, shit! It's the Sun Bros! We got the Praise the Sun gesture! I totally missed this before. I wonder if this is supposed to be like Solaire, the statue. Doesn't really look like him. But yeah, we'll definitely... enter the heirs of the sun here. Mostly I just wanted to get the Praise the Sun gesture. I actually did not get this on my first trip through, so that gives us that sweet smiling sun face that will always make me feel good about myself. And what's the Sunlight Seal? Covenant Ring. I don't know if it gives us any benefit, but we might as well equip it because we got nothing else in that slot for now. But more importantly, let's get rid of point, even though I like point, and we'll change that with praise the sun. It works! That's dope as hell. Okay. I was hoping that there would be some, Sunbro references here, and there are, and that's great. Let's Estus up before we leave here, but I got a newfound sense of confidence that I did not have before. So we're going to leave, and then we just go up like the bridge on the left here. Okay. Now we have to be concerned because there are big effing poison urns. You see that? I see you, Hammer Dude. So he runs out here, and he's like, hey, I'm the Slimer from the Ghostbusters, and you just have to stab him in the back a little bit and not worry too much just because he's zombie from the cover of, probably Land of the Dead. A little bit of a portly zombie on that one, I guess. And we gotta be smart about our movement here because, like, literally all of these barrels are covered in poison. So there are bonfires around us. I can't remember if there's one through there. We'll probably be able to find one soon enough anyway. But we can also just go to town on these little weird mushroom men here, and that'll be okay. And I believe that there's actually a fog wall near us. May actually be a boss fight. And of course, after boss fights, there are typically bonfires. I would prefer not to go through Poison Town again, but we may not have a choice in the matter. Poison Town 2.0, I guess I should say. Now, these guys, they have a problem with stairs. So they're just going to fall down, which will give me a brief moment to come back up here. Oh, no! Oh, no. Okay, okay. Yes, this is fine. We got Skeptic Spice. That's meaningless, but, sweet item if we were maybe like a Faith build or something like that. But we're not. So we'll come back up here. Faith or I think it's Faith. And then Simpleton Spice is Intelligence. That's what I'm guessing based on, logic and words anyway. Alright, come on up here, Pudge 3.0. Starting this fall on Comedy Central. I guess these guys are like unbackstabbable, which is probably my favorite expression ever. Looks like they might be farmable for Titanite, which is nice. Watch out for those things. I'm just doing a little exploration here on the off chance that maybe there's some useful items. Oh, there's a chest. Chests oftentimes have useful items. I don't know if those mushroom men are like actually threats individually, or if it's only because of the poison cloud that they could be kind of a nightmare for us. Alright, lucky me. No poison cloud, please. Hey, the poison cloud, I'm so dumb. I'm dumb, but I didn't get poisoned, amazingly. Alright, another Titanite shard. That's good news. I kind of regret buying 10 now, but whatever. What's done is done, I suppose. Are you a mimic? You are not a mimic. Probably the best news I've heard all day. Oh, this chest explodes in poison. And again, I did not get poisoned. Lucky me. We get a torch for all that. That's like the game's way of trolling you, basically. Saying like, hey, well, at least you got an item out of it, right? Anyway. Covetous Demon, I believe, is what we will find when we go through this fog wall. Yes, okay. Covetous Demon is just a big ol' gross-looking monster with a tongue. And the thing with Covetous Demon, that attack is really annoying, but you also don't want to find yourself on the side of it. For a lot of bosses with this kind of look to them, you're like, well, what's the vulnerable part of this boss, right? Or like, where am I going to be in the best possible position? You'd think like on the side because it doesn't have arms there. Contrary to popular belief, that's not a good idea for this boss. I don't know if you can cut off his tail, by the way. There seems to be a lot less tail cuts in Dark Souls 2. Where you actually want to be is kind of like up in his grill, I think. His or her grill. Otherwise, you run the risk of Covetous Demon rolling over on top of you, which I assure you is very bad for business. But, in the whole scheme of things, Covetous Demon is a pretty easy boss. Even if you kind of get hit like an idiot like I did there. You should just be able to take a second to Estus. And hopefully there will be a bonfire soon after this. There are a couple of attacks that Covetous Demon does that are kind of annoying, but mainly it's the roll, which can kill you quite quickly. And we'll take a second to Estus again just because, I don't have any pride. And if we can get a little bit of a brief period of healing here, that's fine by me. Alright, Covetous Demon, let's do this. Covetous Demon has an attack, by the way. I've been told. I haven't never been hit by it myself, I think. But Covetous Demon has an attack that actually unequips all of your armor. But we're not going to see that, because instead Covetous Demon is just going to die on first try. So that's 2 one-shots in a row. I feel pretty good about that. But definitely some of the easier bosses in the game, without question. So hopefully we run across a bonfire up here. I assure you that very soon it gets much, much more difficult. Hey, it's Lucatiel again. You have come to be like my symbol of good hope right now. Let's talk, Lucatiel. Shall we?
Still on the road, are you? Sorry to have burdened you so. This is for you, by way of an apology.
Hey, Ring of Steel protection in +1 is actually really good. Gives us increased physical defense.
I found my thoughts growing hazy. My memories are fading, oldest first. The curse is doing its work upon me. I am frightened. Terribly so. If everything should fade.
I'm just going to skip through the dialogue here. I apologize. But basically, this is Lucatiel giving us her whole story. You know, she had a brother. Her brother has now disappeared. We may find him as an NPC summon, or like an NPC that we have to fight. I don't know. All right. So, you know, we have stuff to do. But I think we're probably going to end the episode pretty soon. The first thing I am going to do is go back to Majula. And we might as well invest some of our souls into leveling up right now. Just don't think that I'm getting cocky just because we killed those 2 bosses relatively quickly. Skeleton Lords and Covetous Demon are 2 of the easiest bosses in the game. Probably Skeleton Lords even a little bit easier than Covetous Demon, which might surprise you based on how that went. But we'll encounter some seriously heinous stuff very, very shortly. Oh, good, the Titanite lady is here. I think she might sell large Titanite now if we actually get lucky. But anyway, we'll check to see first. What do you got going on for me?
Speak up.
All right, buy item. Large Titanite? No large Titanite. The merchants get restocked with other stuff the more progress you make in the game, so eventually I'm hoping she'll sell large Titanite. Anyway, sure, nice to see you as well. Sure, we can probably level up like 4 times, maybe 3 times. Let's see. Looking like it's going to be 2 times, actually. That's not really worth very much at all, is it? We'll put 1 point into... 1 point into Vitality, so we can probably equip our ring then, and 1 point into Endurance, and then we'll just pop some soul items to level up a little bit more. Again, leveling up is usually just a means to an end in Dark Souls, but Ring of Steel Protection we can now put on. Protection +1, I should say. Yeah, that's it's going to make us heavier, but we're still good. Alright, and let's check out our inventory quickly. And do we have a lot of soul items that we can pop? We do! We do have a lot of soul items. So let's start popping these bad boys. They're not going to be worth a ton. Many of them are not going to be worth a ton anyway. And I won't pop boss souls because we're not in a position where we need to pop boss souls right now. But we might as well clear out our inventory. We get enough of these items that we can just, you know, pop them all right now, level up, and then still get souls later probably. Again, one of the best additions in Dark Souls 2 was the addition of the ability to just say how many souls you wanted to pop in quick succession. Soul of a Brave Warrior times 5 should be a lot. That's 25,000 souls for us. And Soul of a Hero is like another 10 or 8? 10. Okay, so there's 56,000 souls. Let's go talk to the Emerald Herald again. And we'll level up, and we'll put most of those points into Vigor and Endurance. I know that there's going to be a lot of people who want us to put points into Adaptability. That's a very good strategy. It's a good point. I'm just not going to do it because I'm focusing on like a strength and tanky type build here. But yeah, definitely adaptability is super important as well. We may put points in that before the end of the game anyway. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. 2 bosses down in a relatively quick succession. Much more difficult part of the game to come, but I'm glad that we got through Earthen Keep as quickly as possible. But in any case, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure to show your support. Click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.